There we go, guys. What's up? It's London with Crypto Kingdom Bitcoin Spike. Hit that like button. We're going to get into the details of Bitcoin price action. I have a new cross trend line for you to pick up on. Hope you guys are having a good night. Bitcoin at 38,125. Okay, 38,125. We'll talk about how we got a little bit of a breakdown today. Okay, a little bit of a breakdown after this real solid March sideways was a little bit welcome. And I want to introduce myself. I'm London, former financial professional. You guys know, not financial advice. Harvard Business School, Duke University, etc., etc. As we would talk about the price action of Bitcoin, it's not a security, so we don't really do the whole financial advice, or really don't need to say not financial advice. We have a VIP trade group. Base campers are the starting realm in terms of the starting level, and yeah, we focus on Bitcoin. We've had a lot of success. Shout out to Angel on top, the number one VIP. He's been invested in Bitcoin since $7.79. And want to make sure, let me see here real quickly. How are we on the, there we go. Okay, just want to make sure we're good on the audio. In terms of Bitcoin, we had a very interesting pour down. Go to the 4 hourly. It was very expressive. The first thing that I saw after we hadn't had price action in a while, I was just looking at this, like there's no price action on Bitcoin. Something needs to give. And so I gave this to the VIP in the back, the first look I had at things, and of course explaining things, well, it could do this, it could do that, it could do anything, right? But it looked like we had a real clear descending triangle, descending line of resistance, a flat top here, or a flat bottom, pardon me, a flat bottom line of support at the bottom. And that's just a bearish feature. It had a few defects in it, etc. Was talking with VIP and letting them know in the back. When I say letting them know, yeah, let's go to it. We covered a lot of new coins, a lot of different coins on the run. Looks like a lot of good things happening in the new guys in the new coin sector. So you guys keep an eye out for that type of information in terms of new coins. We'll be paying a little bit more attention to them, given the fact that quite a few of them have look like they're doing pretty well. This was the first recommunication I kind of had back with VIP towards the afternoon, was the descending triangle. I stacked that below. I got into it and said, you know, theoretically it could stack above. It would require that breakout above, but it looked like it was about to break down below. If you guys look at this, like it was just about to break down out of that descending triangle. If you see that line of support there across the bottom there, let's just go ahead and zoom in a bit. These are our back rooms, so just wanted to show you guys. Essentially, we have this line of resistance across the top. 2 hits. I'd say that's 2 hits. We would have preferred this to have been filled in this centralized area here. But line of support, a line of resistance, right? Not perfect, but it did look like it was pushing on the 4 hourly in terms of this breakdown at 38,706. So I let the VIP know that in our back rooms. And those are our back rooms. That's a restricted zone, one of the perks of being VIP. You guys can join from the desktop computer. You guys know that. So in terms of that, looking at that 4 hourly, I think it's the strongest look. I want to shout out to Pathfinder VIP. He booked a short on this fallout of Bitcoin. So congratulations, Pathfinder. Way to go. He's VIP. He got the information we were talking in the back, and he decided to book a short. So if you guys could hit the like button, I see a few of you in the room, and either, I don't know, you want the algorithm to think that you want to watch things that you don't like, or maybe you've already hit the like button, and that's really, what I ask of you guys. If you're already base camp, or if you're even not, like, don't let YouTube think that you want to watch something that you don't like. I don't think they're going to give you very good content. Just my own 2 cents, guys. Just my own 2 cents in terms of your strategy as you look for quality information on the internet, right? So maybe you think that our TA is correct, and maybe we're the most correct TA, and you don't want to be recommended anything. I don't know, guys. It doesn't make sense. Like, multiply your opportunities in the market. I don't know how to explain it in terms of resistance, level of resistance, potential level of support. We go to the 30-minute off of that fall down from, or the breakdown from that 4 hourly descending triangle. By nature, it is a very bearish pattern. Continuation here, yet at the top. It likes to serve, just so that you know, and we kind of review the fundamentals of technical analysis. This is what we do here. It can serve at any point in time as a top formation. So just tuck that away in your toolkit in terms of what you are using, that descending triangle as. Just use it appropriately. That will help you in your trade game. Hope you guys are all having a good weekend so far. We had a pretty good stream last night. A lot of involvement, etc. Talking with Slim, talking with some new Slim joined into base camp. That was exciting, and yeah, it was just a good overall approach. I waited till a little bit later tonight. We may do the earlier gig or do the later gig. Not sure what is going to be the most receptive for VIP and base camp. So we'll figure that out as we go forward. If you guys are into trading, if you're experienced, if you're not, or if you're inexperienced rather, just know that 2022 can really be a game-changing year for you. I saw 2021 change a lot of lives. So to the extent that you're looking for that in your own life, I encourage you, always my maxim is just never be overexposed. Some of the greatest trades, greatest earnings that we saw in 2022 didn't require a huge initial investment. So to the extent that you're trading more heavily with Bitcoin and you know what you're doing, hey, you're in the right spot. To the extent you're just starting out, kind of encourage people just to kind of go lightly. Always be prepared to double or triple down. Looking at this resistance to this, let's say this cross trend line, as we look at this secondary function here, I found this kind of parallel function here from this primary trend as a cross trend line here to this secondary. To put things in context, let's zoom this out just a bit. Just a bit. In terms of the, in terms of the specific, retracement that has been going on throughout this retracement, which has lasted a while, guys. It's been a while. This 125 days now. It doesn't seem like that long. I just tell you, it's definitely something that we can get through. This one seemed like a while as well. As you guys know, that 100 plus days in terms of getting through the entirety. It would depend upon where you started drawing this retracement. About 98 days previously in the summer of 2021. So you guys know that was quite a retracement. The previous retracements have been much longer, guys. Let's just look at this. In terms of Bitcoin, as we would look at the entirety of the retracement, 2017 to 18, 354 days, about a year. Thereafter, were we to, let's say if we were to classify this, as a range, right, as a range or a cycle here within up to July 2019, it was a much shorter time frame, about 264 days, though, still quite significant to the extent that all of this is within one range or one cycle. You're looking at 814 days. Okay, so that's quite a while, guys, in terms of the potential for a retracement, the need to stay focused on the market. The market's not going to hand out easy trades for everybody. If that's the mindset that you could be in, it's just probably the wrong mindset. It's a very competitive industry overall. As we look at the 50 million crypto traders right now, there's 50 million people you get to compete against. So we're very excited to have the top shelf top shelf group, etc. And that's one thing that we just we are excited about more than anything in 2022. No matter how long the retracement starts, no matter how long it lasts. Pardon me. Nor when it starts exactly, in terms of the overall fundamentals of it. We would like to just say we should expect like a typical ABC, right? We should have gotten our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the upswing. Now we did not. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a curtailed 5, right? So in terms of a real clear picture, we should just get an ABC. We didn't really get that. On the prior retrace of 2021, nor have we, seen those standard dynamics in terms of wave formation and what we would really expect on those retracements. More than anything, it looks like, 2021 bottomed out around a 50% retracement or discount level from the 65,000 down to just under 30,000. And we're seeing that same dynamic play here with the 69,000 down to that same 50% threshold, 50% threshold, right? You guys know your standardized retracements, your standardized levels of what would we say, just the Fibonacci retracements technically, just levels of discount, just if we're just talking off the cuff, it's just a level of discount that we use. That's what's in colors on the back. You guys understand that for the most part. So we do have those laid over in the background, those levels of retracement. Then we have this cross trend line parallel function to the outer cusp here. Let's look at like the let's go to like the 5-minute chart real quickly, or the 30-minute chart real quickly. This level of, you'll start to see this very well in terms of this cross trend line that is currently in play, this resistance to support again. So I talk on this channel a lot about cross trend lines. People who trade more, you guys know, it's just, you'll find that individuals who trade more will be more competent in cross trend lines than people who just want to, let's say, just trade patterns. Some people will just trade patterns. We are real big believers on buy at support, right? The cross trend line would be a level of support or resistance. Sell it, buy at support, sell at resistance. Those are the first two rules. Trade your patterns and then hit your targets. So all of those targets would be in the background. For instance, on the Fibonacci's, all of those need to be done in concert. They all need to be, it needs to be one fluid, part of your game. You can't, shoot, 3-pointers and not be able to dribble. You can't, for lack of a better example, right? You have to have a well-rounded game. You've got to be able to shoot your pump fake and your finger roll. You got to be able to have that full game. The resistance, buying at your trend lines, deciphering those, hitting your playing your targets, i.e. this 4-hourly that we just talked about, and this descending triangle here, which was a beautiful move. And congrats again to Pathfinder. I think he is maybe sleeping right now, which is understandable. He's overseas. It's really late or early where he is. So congrats to him, though. That was a nice small move. Didn't take a lot to book a short. I'll just tell you, over 2%, about a 3% pull down. That's a nice move, guys. So congrats to Pathfinder and anyone else who is trading. If you guys are not trading in the back, etc., I recommend that you begin to trade. And definitely with the right group. If you don't think it's us, well, hey, why don't you go, I don't know, good luck to, let me say this, 2022, if you don't think it's us, good luck to your group. We'd love to compete with you. And I believe we do that quite well, better than most. We may have the unfair advantage of a lot of experience under our belt, from Angel and Bitcoin at 779 to me. I have a lot of investment experience, just financial experience, etc. So maybe that's fair or unfair. It just is what it is. So looking at these two lines here, I'd definitely be prepared. Like, I know Path took his short, he's out. I imagine he booked his short. He's chilling. As we would look at the overall dynamics, it does seem to be in play somewhat yet again, this bottom line formation here, about this 78.6 on the target. If we go across here, just to look at this specified level. And what we get into again is the notion of a descending triangle. And I don't want to, focus or harp too much on a bearish condition. It's just technically it is what it is, right? So it's pretty simple stuff. Let me go ahead and just lighten this up a little bit, but so that you guys can see, technically we're expressing a descending triangle. And I will say, in the context of that as well, we also technically, okay, so we have an interesting discussion, guys. We have an interesting discussion. I may need to cut a short video on this as well to see if I need to reach more VIP and base campers. We're real limited on our notifications, which is okay. But the algorithm that YouTube gives us versus what I give them back, in terms of, like, a lot of strangers will just show up and they just want to, hey, Luke, what's up? Right on cue. I'm very glad you just showed up. What's up, Luke? Nice to have you here, brother. Was just thinking about whether I needed to cut a short video to get it out to the majority of the VIPs, and there you come crashing in. Very nice to have you here this evening. We've got an interesting discussion, Luke, and Luke's always in the back. He's the man. Evening. What's up, brother? Evening, Luke. What is up, my man? Bam, bam, bam. Nice to see you, Luke. Appreciate you being around and traveling tonight. I'm traveling tonight. Won't have service for long. Just stopping in to say hello. Nice, huh? Where headed to? I want to know where you headed to. Very cool, Luke. Let us know where you're headed to. You on the leaving on a jet plane, brother? Want to know where you're going? Real quickly, let me know that in the chats if you can. And Luke is just one of the most technically proficient guys that you will find. When I talk about, maybe there's an advantage of experience, our group over some other group, it's, Luke, you must have been doing this for a while, huh? I never really asked you that. He plays off like he's, I'm just learning or something else. I think he's been doing TA for a while. That is an extremely, extremely fast learner in terms of just the application of technical analysis. It's really something else. Now, as we would look at, he's kind of gifted in it. He definitely has that I don't know, a VIP way to be. He's number one in the back, and we appreciate having you so much, Luke. As we would talk about level of resistance and support, the candle wicks to the line chart again are going to provide us a little bit of differentiation here, and it's just important. Again, we're at that same discussion that we've been having repeatedly in the market 2022, and I just don't want it to go unnoted that the discussion, the framework of the discussion, is not just a cross trend line. Okay, great. Someone, we caught another pattern. We booked another short. Very nice. Resistance to support. Lower time frames becomes very, very clear. And let's see, to Vancouver. Boom. Nice, huh? Way nice, huh? Boom. That is awesome, huh? Vancouver. Cool place. Very, very cool. As we would talk about, you probably have a cool trip lined out. We want to see pictures, brother. Yeah, we want to see pictures. We want photos. Boom, 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 boom. That is awesome. We want photos. That is awesome. I hope you're going to have a great time. Exciting trip. Another trip. VIP. Way to go, brother. I'm excited. Luke's headed out to Vancouver. That's awesome. As we would talk, Luke, a quick technical update for you since you may lose service. The same notion is in play here. We have the descending triangle, and it's going to be an interesting kind of a toss. I'd say not a toss-up, but a interesting battle here between the bulls and the bears. As we would look at the specific 1 hourly versus, and let's go to the 1 hourly versus the, we're going to get into this, aren't we? The 4 hourly. Let me look at these charts real quickly. Yeah, that one, let's see, the daily is all the way back. I'm trying to line up the levels of support real quickly for Luke. He's about out instead of us just walking through these kind of variable by variable, trying to do a few shortcuts here so we can get it to Luke in case he has to kind of skedaddle on the tarmac as he is headed out to Vancouver. Yeah, it looks like, what we're going to be, faced with is the notion that I'm going to say most likely this descending triangle is going to hold and be superior to the symmetrical. Okay, that's after looking at it quickly. It's just, but having looked at the important variables, it seems like that descending triangle has more of a flat level support, which is I received more confirmation as I checked the different time frames and the candle wicks as it differentiated from the actual price line. So it appears on the different time frames and from the candle wick to price line differentiation or an analysis that the descending triangle function here is going to be crucial. Now the descending, we could talk about this. Anytime you have a descending triangle and it's set up off of a run to the upside like this, say for instance in this descending triangle we have a flat, essentially a flat bottom support, right? Flat bottom support, descending line of resistance thus far. We recognize the descending triangle, and I sent the VIP in the back a few I'd say some pages on this specific point, okay? That the descending triangle technically can operate as a continuation pattern. We understand that it can operate as a continuation pattern. But believe me, guys, when you are at the bottom tail edge of a descending triangle and you get it to collapse on you, let's just say on this specific move right here that we, one of the many patterns that we brought the VIP this evening was that, yes, this one did it looked like it was breaking down, and certainly enough, it broke down. Okay, so as you see this type of framework come into play, and you experience it in the market, it only needs to happen once, guys. And then you don't need to ask, is the descending triangle bullish or bearish? You can be told that it can operate to the upside and continue to the upside. If you're on the wrong end of a small move like this, it may need to be reminded to you. But if in terms of whether or not it's bullish or bearish, well, we'll give it a different try next time. Maybe it'll go to the upside. But a significant one towards like the top of let's say an altcoin that you're trading, etc., wherein the descending triangle is formulating the top of the price action. Just understand that you will never have to ask again whether or not it's bearish, okay? Especially if you see these at the top of anything. So technically, they're just great at serving as a top. Anytime you see them, SHIB comes to mind, okay? Let's talk about an example real quickly here. SHIB comes to mind. We had a lot of success on SHIB, and you guys know this, not only at the out of the starting gate. With SHIB, we were the first group to catch the specific. Let's just talk about the specific, and not this bull pennant, but the very first bull pennant that SHIB went through in the market. Right, we caught it. I gave it to the VIP. It was the first like 2x that we had as a group. The difficulty on SHIB towards the top after it made that huge move, and those of you who are around know this, is that we had this descending triangle. Okay, we also had a descending triangle like this in the preceding price action before this, okay? And you'll have to get on the correct exchange to really see, but the pennant to the descending triangle, we had the same formation, okay, towards the, let's say much earlier in 2021, but what we saw on both was this descending triangle formation towards the top. You won't need to be reminded when you experience something like this, and particularly, I'll just tell you guys, when it comes down, that was a mean drop on the way out. About a 30% drop, really from the top of the price action. As you would look at this, that was a 50% overall drop. So you get you learn quickly when you're looking at the specified, I'd say, patterns, etc. Now, looking at the most recent price action of SHIB, we had another very interesting moment as we would talk about a descending triangle. Just repeat. All right, and let me go ahead and brighten this up just a touch. I have a lot of different patterns. Let's see if I can kind of edge this out a bit in the back. There we go. That's nice. Let me go ahead and edge this one out a bit in the back. Clear this up for you guys. You look at the SHIB chart. There we go. Cleaned up a bit. We can actually take care of quite a bit of this. And let's see. We'll leave this the way it is right now while I do a quick overview of the specific descending triangle. We got into this notion here recently within these two hits after a nice move to the upside, 80+% from the 78.6. Boom, 87% from the 78.6 on the macro, measured to ground zero from the all-time high to the macro. We got this descending where buyers were just unable to get the price up. Right, buyers were unable to get the price up above this level of resistance, thus the terminology resistance. Then we had what else, guys? We had this flat bottom support. So in line with this same construction here, and no one who trades SHIB has to be told that a descending triangle is potentially bearish or is bearish. It just, you know, if you didn't learn the lesson the first time, it really, it had two more subsequent times to really teach that lesson to anybody who was trading. The amplitude of the triangulation would be the downside target at all times, and this one even got a mean confirmation back into this line of support, even arguably to the resistance before continuing back down to the downside. So always pay attention to descending triangles. As much as an ascending triangle wants to print money, guys, you know this. As much as an ascending triangle likes to be a moneymaker, and I say more so than that. Probably a bull flag or a bull pennant, as much as we like to trade those. Just be aware of the fact that, and I will say this, as much as an ascending triangle is bullish, right, do be aware of the fact that, and that would be an ascending line of support, flat top resistance. Just be aware of the fact that the descending triangle, and I think I've covered it now, but we're in one on Bitcoin, so I have to make sure that we get it, right? So SHIB is the best example. Very surprisingly technically accurate SHIB. So we're in that, and so Luke, if you're still in, I know the Vancouver trip won't go without saying. Yep, you see the overall nature here of the descending triangle, particularly on the Bitcoin's Bitcoin and SHIB is SHIB. We know that, but both have made a lot of money for people. I'll say that without a doubt, and we don't have any qualms saying that whatsoever. We're excited to welcome SHIB. We got SHIB VIPs, we got Doge VIPs, we got Bitcoin VIPs. We do not discriminate. Some of the best projects are yet to come. We'll just say some of the best are yet to come. So in terms of the candle wick action, you'll definitely see that pick up along this line, this just very flat bottom support here. Boom, boom. We have not hit that again here. We've run into this specific cross trend line, which we denoted. And I don't need to necessarily have this outside line here. I can remove that to kind of clean things up. The the extent to which we have and I could essentially do this, looking at, we're close to that 50% retracement. We're getting close to that specific line. Again, that 34,500, that 50% retracement. Buyers are getting excited. So to the extent that we have another real important line to discuss, it would be something along the lines of a pickup in here. That is another, well expressed thus far, very well expressed line of support in the market after picking up below the 50%, our low target in the market. You guys understand that? The low target in the market. Just the number one target, period. As you would look at that, in addition, the secondary hit just right on to the 50% retracement. It's just crucial that we look at that on the actual line chart and that we take a look on the actual candle wicks. Both are going to be crucially important. You guys got that. I know that you understand there's two different levels, and there's no reason not to have orders at those levels. I'll just tell you guys, the big players have orders at those levels right now while we're continuing to be in range. The big, what do we have here? Just a heads up, being released to, we have unicorn milk. Just a heads up. New Zealand has announced stimulus type checks being released to circumvent oil prices. We all know this will go into crypto. Okie doke. Well, that's nice. That's good information. Thank you for dropping off the information. And yeah, I appreciate it. If you'd like to join our trade group, we'd really like to have you join our trade group. Even with you could join as a base camper, unicorn, no problem. You're welcome to join as a base camper to our VIP group. It's like $5 a month, price of gum. So, yeah, you're welcome to join our group. And I typically reserve the chat. I appreciate you wanting to comment. Sounds like you're a social guy. That's cool and well-informed. So I would welcome you to join our group, or at the VIP level, that top level of membership. Just having a discussion with Luke right now on one of our VIPs. You're welcome to join our base camp. Then you can use that chat all you'd like to. So yeah, you're welcome to that. As we would look at these specific lines here. Let's take a look at the different levels as we talk about buy at support, sell at resistance. Cross trend line here just is a nice line. It's a nice pickup. Any VIPs in the back that did hit this short? I know that Pathfinder did. I think Luke was getting ready for a trip. But in terms of that, it's just let's look at the 4 hour that I think was best expressed. That's a sweet short. Nice and not too nice and easy. It was within a couple hours that really a few minutes to decide to really break after we did that diagnostic in the back. Boom, nice move to the downside. And yeah, to the extent that you're looking for a bullish signal right now, aside from I'd say let's look at that's FXS. We don't want FXS. We want, let's see, Bitcoin. Let's go into BTC, 5 USD. This is a different chart that I use frequently. It has the other indicators on it in terms of it'll have, in purple, you'll see the RSI. Okay, so I like to throw that on the screen. I have probably 3 or 4 different ones. The MACD, I'm going to stay away from divergence right now, and from MACD just for a moment. Let me see what I have. Let's see, your days of trading are long dusted in my 50s now. Been a long time viewer for a nostalgic fun. Hey, okay. We'll drop the odd bit of info. That's credible. I'm in New Zealand. Best of luck with the stream. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, you're never too old to trade, brother. I mean, that's come on. You got to don't make us feel sorry for you. Come on, 50s. Oh, come on, man. Good traders last. I'm going to tell you that. You know that as well. So we still invite you to be a part of this community. We have even 50-year-olds in our community. Believe it or not, some of us are seasoned veterans in terms of the financial industry, et cetera, and life in general. So let's look at the purple that you see on your screen is the 30 on the RSI. Okay, so a lot of people want to see it in a kind of an oscillator fashion. The 30 on the RSI is, typically just oversold territory. Very important kind of, gauge for individuals. The 4 hourly, I'm just going here to see whether or not we're really snug on or had a nice hit on that 4 hourly. Let's look on to the, we did not on the 4 hourly. The hourly, we did have a nice hit into that specific 30 on the RSI for Bitcoin. So the question always is, guys, as you look at the RSI, and this is a great just demonstration of what the RSI is I just tell you, there's two camps out there. One camp's going to say it's going to operate as a reversal. Anytime you hit the 30 on the RSI, it's going to operate as a reversal. There's a whole nother camp out there that says, no. It's a momentum indicator. So when buyers are selling, you become oversold, they're going to continue to sell. Okay, so there are ways to differentiate that, but it's a real crucial look at the 30 on the RSI here on the hourly. You see this? Boom. A lot of time spent on 30 on the RSI. A lot of time spent on 30 on the RSI. Here, multiple hits on 30 on the RSI. A few hits here, okay? Our first hit here. So whether or not you want to take that, with a grain of salt and say, well, I'd rather do my own, kind of data analytics on that, no problem. Just be aware of the fact that as we look at the hourly right now, that the first contact with 30 on the RSI, the 30 on the RSI, has indicated more of a directional movement, i.e. continuing to be oversold and more negative prices than it has operated as a reversal. Okay, now the 4 hourly, we can get into these issues and these discussions. 4 hourly you're going to find is the same way. Initial contact, continued movement. Initial contact, continued movement. Initial contact, continued movement. So we're still off that 4 hourly RSI at the 30 right now. So just pay attention to that. We may be in the the golden spot right here where we may have the golden touch with it. Well, right now on the 30 on the RSI, on the hourly, maybe it could be a reversal, but just be careful of that, guys. Always watch your indicators and don't apply them out of context. For instance, on the entirety of the trade action here in the last, let's just say in the last, what do we have? 52 days, 53 days. During the entirety of this, that 30 on the RSI has operated as a continuation momentum indicator, right? Meaning you're oversold. Well, buyers are selling. They're going to continue to sell. Buyers are selling. They're going to continue to sell. Buyers are selling. They're going to continue to sell. Now, within that context, we are, I'd say we're constricted here. Okay, we have a bit of a constriction or this, either the constriction or this, I'd say we have both, but the constriction or this flat bottom support here is indicating to me that we're going to be coming, potentially that we have, let's say this, we potentially have a better odds of a quick reversal here, okay, with less of a potential upside given the constriction as well of the previous pattern that we discussed, okay? So I think you guys will agree with that because this flat bottom support, were it to hold, okay, and we've already come very close to that. If we measure from the lines to the candles, it's going to provide some differentiation. We're within threshold. There are still orders. I'm going to tell you guys, there are still orders at this lower level. There just are. Go onto your candles and look at this lower level. The candles, the framework of it are going to provide you essentially a price in and around the, let's say, ballpark of 47,170. 37,000 to 37,170. That range right in here of these two previous candle hits, there are orders there. Now, to the extent that buyers have become extremely precise on the candle wicks and they have already included this in, it's not a flat bottom, and they're actually going to say that this is an ascending, somewhat of an ascending line of support. It's getting tight, guys. It's getting really tight just to say that, well, we're going to really view this. Now, again, in 2022, we've seen this time and time again, and the ones who have traded, they know we've been continually discussing the extent to which we're on this razor's edge on every trade with the candle wicks. So I wouldn't put it past any buyer that we have. I'm going to say in terms of the VIP or Basecamp, I know they're doing that type of diagnostic or that type of analytic with their trades and their orders. It's just that's what we're all about. But to the extent that we have any type of variability between, I'll just say you need to be prepared for both right now, okay? Because we do have some, let's just say that we have some cross differentiation, okay? That means amongst or between the candle wicks and the lines, right? The candle wicks have their own line or their own trend line, and then the lines have a separate line. Just be prepared for another hit here, or be prepared for it to traject to the upside. It's not we're after that pour down, we're in an area of uncertainty. Okay, we are in the 1 hourly RSI. When I'm, it's looking for a directional movement right now. Is it going to go up or going to go down? This is a great example for me to say to everybody, and you guys understand, like, man, it was just sideways for, a period of time of, let's just say, of 3 days and 20 hours, and, VIP in the back just booked a trade, right? Because, it was going down. So, now people want to know, well, is it going to go up or going to go down? Like, man, we may need to spend another 3 days to get a clear pattern or level of support. Additional, can it come down and pick up additional orders at the targets? That'd be great, right? Can we release a position or start to short, or we to hit another level of resistance? That'd be the next question. Would we want to line out exactly where the price function is now? Are we close to a short? So there's, as you look at like the development of the price action, it took three days and 20 hours to formulate this descending triangle here. So to the extent that people want a quick answer and they show up, I want to know, is it going up or down? Like, man, we've been doing this all weekend, guy. Honestly, we'd have to say that to them, and they probably wouldn't understand what we're talking about. It's like they just tune in, they want to, book their trade, get in their position, etc. It's like it just went down. People just booked a good trade. So particularly, I think Pathfinder did that on some leverage, hopefully a 3S or a 5S. So that was a nice trade that we all crafted kind of in the back. But he was the one who hit the button. Way to go, Pathfinder. Just hugely important, and I know he's studied up enough to know that the descending triangle is bearish by nature. So to the extent I'd say right now that we have this cross trend line, that's the most interesting feature that has come into play, with the understanding that yes, it's operating as a line of support right now. However, we will be in the context of looking at the continuation of it to operate as a support or to fail as support, right? As the additional orders of VIP and the rest of the market are stacked along this 786 or this 86. So in the context thereof, we will invite you guys to pay attention to the technicals. Excuse me. Without a doubt. And thanks to Unicorn Milk for just kind of chiming in. We have some good people from Australia and what would I say? And New Zealand, etc. Some of them have been VIP. Some of them have gone. And let's see. Just want to clear this up. I'll clear that up for the VIP. Thanks for letting us know about the New Zealand news. I hope you trade crypto. If you do and you like our station, at least hit a like button when you show up. We'd appreciate that, and we appreciate you being a member of our audience. Very cool. So as we would look at the let's look at the overall market. See, is anything else? Golly, did you guys see Gala yesterday? Went up 10%, then fell back 10%. Sheeb did the same thing after. Did you guys see Sheeb? We talked about this last night. Very interesting. After Gala started really rolling to the upside, we saw Sheeb. And I pointed out Sheeb. I was like, it just, because they went together previously, etc. And sure enough, as we talked about Gala last night, and then we did pull up Sheeb, if you guys remember that. We turned around at one point, and Sheeb had shot up 4 to 5%, boom, to its completion line of resistance towards the top. So that was a nice moment to see. Was wondering if any of you were trading at all with Sheeb, because that was a nice move on leverage. That would have been a nice, for 20% or so move. That would have been a beautiful move. As we looked at that, DOT is kind of in the dust, just a touch. I want to tell you, we really want to see DOT get up and out of this specific bull flag. I'm looking for that. DOT, don't continue to frustrate your traders. You have a very solid group of traders. We had very, very solid targets here. Looking forward to you behaving, DOT. If you could count this as a specified, DOT it trades messily sometimes, guys, but it is a nice bull flag move to the upside, downward sloping channel breakout. If this is the real big, large reconfirmation, we welcome it. But to the extent that it's gotten some people out of the market looking for some different technicals, I don't necessarily blame those specified traders. I just say that typically the patient ones will win in the long run. So we understand that, but we just we're on the cusp of a breakout of an Ember's head and shoulders, and I understand the need to really reconfirm on the top line of prior resistance here to confirm a support. But I also understand when you're breaking out of a we could probably line these up. Different time frames will probably show no breakout at all. The larger time frames will probably include a breakout. We can go through those details more in greater fashion later, but we just need to break this threshold here of about $18 to $19 on DOT, and that inverse head and shoulder should kick up to the upside. Could be a nice move. What is going on with DOT? It is really down in the dumps, just a little bit depressed, the whole price action, etc. Be a nice move to the upside. About 30% would be nice to see. Let's take a look at Ethereum real quickly. Ethereum, just because it's a market, it's kind of a market beast, isn't it? And on the daily, we have a very interesting, let's say, segment to review. It appears as if we have almost a breakdown from this specified triangulation on the daily. Brought this up. It's not a very popular thing for me to bring this up. Particularly, neither is it the 4,352 when I called this fifth wave, right? Published on Twitter. That's it, fifth wave. Adios. Boom. 50% drop. 50% drop to the downside. So, and you guys just know wave theory, et cetera. We can cover that later if you guys choose to cover it later. But this triangulation is a big, big, important feature, and it's really interesting what you guys see here with Ethereum. If you're paying attention, if you want to learn something, or if you want a market insight, who wants a market insight? I'd pay attention. All right. Ethereum right now is in the process of breaking down and out of this specified coil, this symmetrical triangulation, right? Should be technically a continuation pattern that can be used as reversals. We'll get into that whole big conversation later. Now, the interesting thing is it has some cushion. Now, the ones who've been watching probably know what I'm about to say. Okay, on the candle wicks, you have some extra cushion. All right? This zone is kind of, you're free to operate in this zone to the extent that you need to and still be within the triangulation. On the lines on the daily, you're done. You've already broken out of that. You've confirmed on prior resistance. A little bit messy here. And unless you save this, unless buyers save this, that's an indication we could be heading down. Now, this confirmation would need to surpass this previous level of support and get some momentum and start moving. Those would be the requirements, okay? But that doesn't look good, guys, if you're long on Ethereum. I'll just tell you, it just doesn't look, technically it doesn't look good if you know your patterns. However, the candle wicks provide you additional space in here to operate, to give you the full threshold of this pattern. What else is just like that, guys? What other pattern is just like that? Bitcoin. Let's clear up our cross-trend line. Let's get into details and talk about what we've been discussing the last several days here is the specific. Let's see if we can get this up and out. Let me move out this zone just a bit. The specified, okay, let's look at the specified area here on the daily. Very interesting similarity between these two coins. This is pro level stuff here. I just promise you. Okay. I've worked in a lot of offices. If somebody else brought this up to me, I'd say good job. Okay. Period. As we look at this bear flag, again, like Ethereum, guys, we're out of the pattern. So we've been discussing this over the past several days as I went through a risk analytic. You guys know that? With the understanding that the bear flag, and guys, doesn't look as exciting until you flip it over. Like, hey, look at that. Who's excited to trade that? Who wants to trade that? Everybody wants to trade that, right? I'm telling you guys. Nice bull flag, consolidation, bam, move to the upside, breaking through level of resistance. Let's go. Right? Big deal. Big deal. Now, in the same context, to the same degree, the buyers in the market, et cetera, as we've been saying in 2022, we have to check our candle wicks. Take a look at what happens to this breakdown, okay, from the bear flag, break out of the bear flag, essentially. Look at when we turn on the candle wicks. We have all this room that we can safely operate in, just like on Ethereum, right? On Ethereum, we're dealing with a symmetrical triangulation. We've broken down, confirmed, heading down. However, candle wicks give us more of a pattern to work with, right? So the need for the 10 alarm fire to go off, right? Not necessarily there, although it is technically significant that we are down and out of a pattern on the lines. But these two positions of, let's just talk about the interrelationship right now, the correlation between Bitcoin and Ethereum, what they're presenting to the markets, to the traders. This is some big time stuff, guys. That this is the crypto market in essence, with the understanding that a lot of the other key focal coins may have their own, let's say their own. We just looked at DOT, for instance. DOT is up and out of a bull flag and maybe capitulating back down into it. So there's this notion of this: is it going to go bullish? Is it not going to go bullish? Just be reminded on that we discussed here that within the framework of the Bitcoin and Ethereum daily charts, while you're expressing on the lines a bearish sentiment, a very bearish sentiment, guys, that you do have the saving grace of the candle wicks. So I'm glad we've been discussing very heavily, because your line of support drops all the way down to here, guys, on the candle wicks. Just hugely, hugely important. So if you guys have been paying attention, you know and understand everything I just said. If that sounds like Greek to you, they both look really problematic on the actual on the line chart. The candle wicks don't look quite so bad. Okay, so if you want to focus on the candle wicks, maybe it's a good thing. If you trade a lot, we recommend that quite a bit. So what I will say is, guys, I hope you had a good weekend. Started a little bit late in terms of the stream. And that is the nuts and bolts I wanted to kind of get out in terms of the overall stream. Want to see who would be here. I know people are, VIP are traveling, they're busy with family, etc. And that's cool. We had a great stream last night. We'll be streaming throughout this week. I'll be trying to produce some quality content for you guys as well in terms of those kind of the short update videos. And guys, I want you to understand we have a very close-knit group, just so that you know. We don't, I don't market to outside parties or outside individuals or this and that. I don't do that to the extent that YouTube shares our information. It's helpful for other people. We invite YouTube to do that with the understanding that we still are a select group. But to the extent that different groups need to also, I say, be reminded of a very specific natured feature, let's say features like this, which could cost the average investor dearly if they weren't informed of. You guys know that. So we invite YouTube to share these top line technicals with the residual of the market, and we know that it would be beneficial for them to receive those and to potentially be a part of our trading group. We say that wholeheartedly, and we welcome anyone. I always say is blue collar, white collar, just the requirement is you want to beat the market. That's the bottom line. So I appreciate you guys, and what we'll do is we'll have some more streams this week, and from New Zealand to Vancouver. What's up, VIP and subscribers, etc. Thanks, Unicorn, for shouting out. It's a pack of gum, man. At least next time, you can show up and chat all that you want to, and there, just let us know that you belong. It's kind of like that's your sticker, right? We're at a convention or something. That's your little name tag. You just let us know that you belong here, and you checked in with YouTube, and you're good to go with your account. That makes sure you're not falsifying your identity or anything else like that. That you're straight and good up to roll with us. We'd appreciate that, and we welcome you into our community. Just be a base camper. It costs you $30 a year or something. I'm not sure. You do the math, but it's not a big deal just to be in base camp. And for the VIP, glad that Pathfinder's setting the trail ablaze with that short today. Bam. Also, Luke is reminding us all that we work hard, play hard, and just enjoy that trip to Vancouver, brother. It's going to be awesome. And we'll do more streams. I'll cut you some quick update videos, etc. So that, I don't know, just don't go across the pond is all I'm going to say. And I mean the big pond. Okay, don't go over into the past the Atlantic. Don't go over there right now, Luke. I don't want you over there. Some weird stuff going on there with the warfare and everything else. You stay this side of that big pond, all right, brother? So this is London, guys. Crypto Kingdom of Bitcoin Spike. Hope you're all doing well. Watch this cross trend line. Resistance to support. It's in play, guys. Orders are lined up here in addition to the 786 and the 86 and the full retracement. I think that hourly is a very nice time frame to look at those specified Fibonacci targets on behind the map. And yes, I will cut a short video and go through this huge potential breakdown of the bear flag. So in doing that, I will also discuss I don't know, guys. We'll do that video the right way. I'll get it done the right way. We'll get it done tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll let this confirmation work out just a bit here, and we'll get that out to you guys. I hope you're having a good rest of your weekend, start to your week, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll have a great VIP week this week. Maybe some new coins are headed our way. If they keep screaming the way they are, we've already noticed that, and a few of them have gone 5x, 10x, etc. So I'll be picking some very soon for the VIP. Okay, I want to make sure that the market is cleared up before we just dive into that. They need to kind of manifest themselves as a good investment overall. And then we've already started looking, so we'll be there soon, guys. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for your time. You guys have